All right, wanted to do a video on crude. Everybody's talking about the bottom of crude. Is this the bottom? Are we in an uptrend? This is the daily. So first of all, you have to understand crude. Crude can be, there's people, if you're intraday, that either love it. I know I have friends that make thousands of dollars a day, or they hate it because it just moves so violently that some people cannot catch up. Okay? I trade off the daily. So I was looking at USO and I said, listen, I'm looking to get short this name. I shorted, let me actually zoom in a little bit. I shorted around this area, and then it's just been moving sideways. But the reason why I'm telling people that I'm short, and people are like, why would you go short? I'm like, dude, since what, June, July last year was 107. Now it's 50. The low is 43. This is in whose uptrend? Okay, I don't care what the moving averages say. That's why I didn't put any of them on there. To me, it's still in a downtrend. I mean, if you look at even the Fibonacci, 50% is 76. So again, if you're counter trend trading it, then we have a totally different story. There's nothing wrong with trading a counter trend, but on the daily time frame, it is clearly still in a downtrend until till at least 76, or at least it breaks 60. It has not gotten remotely close to where I would say that this is the bottom. And remember, this is crude, for Christ's sakes. It is a commodity. A commodity like this will not bottom in just a couple candles. Okay, I'm just using Thinkorswim right now because it's just a little easier for me. If we look back, okay, if we look at like a weekly, right? Okay, where's the trend? You tell me. I mean, it's where's the trend? If we cannot define the trend, okay, and you might say, well, guess what? I don't trade the weekly. Well, I'll say then, guess what? Me and you ain't got a conversation about trend then, because the trend on the hourly might be completely different. And let's look at that. And that's why you have to use some type of, it's all depending on your time frame. So again, if you're trading off an hourly and you're saying, listen, then we have a totally different conversation. Okay, because this is going back to basically January 19th right here. So you have from the low to the high. So again, you have a completely different time frame, because you say, listen, it's gotten back to it traced back to the 50% again. It's trading some sideways, that movement, but the bias would have to be to the long side if I was trading the hourly. So remember, time frame is key when you start. People will say, I'm bullish this name. Give the time frame that you're trading off of at least, because if you're trading off a smaller time frame and you're bullish, I completely get it. But if I'm saying I'm bearish, okay, and I don't do many counter trends, I don't really try to guess the bottom with a lot of things, and that's just the way that I do. Again, everybody trades the same, and again, I am the last person to tell somebody that their trading is not well. But if people are trading off of this bounce, okay, and you're trading off of so look at it. This is the same hourly that you had, and again, you could say, listen, I'm looking more to the bull side, and I would say 57, maybe a target, 56, 57. And again, don't be that guy that you're looking to say, well, it can get back up to 78 and I will take a long here. Unless something blows up, which could, news related. But if you're going to use some type of news related thing to say, listen, it could do that, well, guess what? It could go the other way. So now we're just completely gambling and we're not trading. If you're trading, you say, listen, I got a short-term bounce at the 50%, I take it around here. I'm looking for it to break out and get to maybe 57. I get you. I completely get you. But let me tell you one thing. If I'm trading off of the daily, and if that's your style, fine. But I would say you really have to understand what's going on. This is a 15-minute. And when I say intraday wild, you could see this is wild. It went up. I mean, intraday, it can move. It moves, dude. It moves. Trust me. I know. I've traded crude for a long time. Funny story is that when I started trading way back, I was doing the exact opposite with the worst name. So I was selling naked options on crude and coffee. And if somebody knows, if crude is wild, coffee is probably its drunk cocaine habit brother. that and it was just a nightmare. But either way, I know these names because I trade them a long time. So again, you have a move up from 49 to 51. Okay, that's $2. That's $2,000 per contract, and a move back down from 51 to 49. This is great intraday movement if you know what you're doing. Okay, but again, it's perspective on where you're saying trend. So if you say that something's in a trend, the least you can do is tell the people, I'm looking at this time frame. If I'm a day trader, then hey, it could be, again, I showed you the hourly. If you're day trading an hourly, which you can, which I recommend people use the slower, if they're starting out, use the slower time frames. But this is something that needs to be discussed, is that if you cannot define that this is in a downtrend and you're just taking this little piece of information right here and forgetting this little box, means that it's completely negated all of this on the daily time frame. Me and you got a conversation we need to have, because we just trade different, and that's fine. But this is clearly in a down trend to me. Okay, if you take this, just draw an arrow to the bottom. What direction is that? It's from upper left to lower right. That is a downtrend, and it doesn't matter if it broke, you know, some trend line that you have here. If it's just that's it. It broke this trend line. That's it. That's all it takes to basically redefine a trend. Come on, guys, give me a break. But again, it's up for debate. And if this type of method consistently makes you money, and you're trading that style, maybe using you know, there's a guy on hotstockmarket.com. We had a great conversation regarding, he uses volume profile to really get his probabilities up regarding what he does regarding trading off of a bottom based on volume. Cool. That's his method. That's his strategy. It's proven. It's high probability. That's fine. But don't be just, oh shit, it went from 40, it went from 43.5. It went up $10, but it moved down 50. No. It hasn't done a thing. So again, make sure you can identify the trend, because if you can't identify trend, you're gonna have a very, very difficult time trading. It doesn't matter if if this was a chart of Yahoo, Baidu, Baba, Google, Tesla, it doesn't matter. If you cannot define where the trend is going, and please don't try to say how much lower can it go. If that's another indicator it can't go any further, the shit, it can't go any further. Guess what? They said that at 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40. They're going to say it at 40 if it doesn't wake up soon. Make sure you identify the trend. Crude currently is in a downtrend to me. Take care. I swing trade. Hey, it is what it is. I'm trading the ETF of this now. If I get stopped out, what does that mean? That I'm wrong? That it's in an uptrend now? Maybe it didn't go exactly. The retracement was a little bit higher than what I thought it was going to be. And I calculated my risk, and I used risk management, and my reward was going to be 41 if I got stopped out, which I haven't. So let's see where it does from there. Remember, the trend, that shit sounds corny. It sounds, everybody tells you that, but if the trend is your friend, take care.